The first impression that comes to our mind about any college: tall buildings, big classrooms, large lobby areas, thick books, IT labs, assignments, class tests, and projects. Nothing besides that. Every hour, minute, second spent here help us carving and shaping our persona, cultivating innovative mindsets for the challenging world. Learning is a lifelong process. Sharing knowledge, inculcating values of life, spark the innovative horizons of mind. Fun and frolic is the nature of every nook and corner here. A daily dose of thrill we are sure to get here.
Good afternoon, everyone. I, Shruti VS, welcome you all to the BG Verghese lecture series organized by DME Media School. The lecture series is dedicated to a famous journalist, BG Verghese, who was the recipient of the prestigious Magsaysay Award. DME, Delhi Metropolitan Education, is a premier educational institute affiliated with DGS ITU and approved by the Bar Council of India. It offers courses in law, management, and journalism. Media School focuses on the growth of faculty, students through academic and co-curricular activities. The Media School department has successfully organized various flagship events like the International Conference consequently for 4 years, 3 editions of SIFI, the Film Festival, and also Students Media Conclave, Britika, to name a few. It believes in empowering world-class education to its students while training them to develop and enhance their skills. The education and training enable them to take up challenges of the industry and create space for themselves with their competence and vigor. We are successful in adopting various innovative academic exercises such as Vibrant India series, face-to-face, student induction program, student orientation program, peer-to-peer faculty development programs. Today, we have with us Professor Dr. Suzan Yusuf Ahmed Elkalliny, Dean of Media Faculty, Emirates College of Technology, UAE. Before we begin today's lecture, I invite Dr. Smita Bala, Head Media School, to share her welcome address.
Thank you, Shruti. Welcome everybody in this special lecture organized under BG Verghese lecture series. My warm welcome greeting to Suzan, Dr. Suzan, a global personality who is now part of this special lecture series. The students and teachers of DME Media School are lucky to have such a distinguished media educator and researcher among us as today. She is a renowned international scholar with rich experience, and her thoughts are sure to benefit to us all. This is a special lecture series has been instituted in the name of renowned Indian journalist Mr. V.G. Verghese, who was an eminent journalist and one of the most distinguished stalwarts of the media industry. He even received the Raman Magsaysay Award in the year 1975 for his outstanding contribution to the field of journalism. We invite eminent media professionals and scholars to interact with our students under this series. During the last 5 years, many media experts have delivered lectures on pertinent issues as part of this series. Since March 2020, we are conducting this series in online mode in the wake of COVID-19. In 2021, we decided to invite foreign scholars as well as part of this series. During the last few months, we have hosted scholars from the US, UK, Iran, and now UAE. I stop here since I'm eagerly waiting to listen to Dr. Suzan. Welcome, Dr. Suzan, once again, and thank you all for joining this session. Thank you.
I would like to introduce the subject for today's lecture to our dear students. The lecture is on the topic Management of Developing Countries Media Organization in the Artificial Intelligence Era. Before we hear from Dr. Suzan, I invite Dr. Amrit Saxena, Dean Media School, to introduce us to this particular topic. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shruti. So, as Dr. Suzan has already been introduced to everybody, and when I invited her, honestly, I was not knowing that she is such a profound scholar. But when I went through her whole profile and her CV, this was astonishing to believe that one single person can do all this. I mean, so much research, so many papers, visiting so many countries, participating in so many conferences is really an inspiration to all media teachers, all media scholars, and particularly for the budding scholars who are joining the profession now. And for media educators also, it's really, really very inspiring. Now, talking about this topic, which is pertinent in the sense that this is something which we all are witnessing, the changes which are happening in today's time, and I'm sure Dr. Suzan will give you much more in-depth understanding of the whole issue. Last year, the media conference that we did, there also we included this whole development which we call the artificial intelligence or augmented reality, and all such developments which are happening today, which are affecting the media industry. So Dr. Suzan has decided to speak on this, that she will be talking about the media organizations in developing countries, their management in the perspective of this latest technology. In India also, if I can tell you, Dr. Suzan, in India also, AI has been introduced in media organizations, but at a very minimal level, at a very elementary level. The way this technology can be used, that is still to be seen, particularly in the news media. Though a beginning has been made, so we believe that a lot more things will be added as far as this AI technology is concerned, in content generation, in the broadcast or in the delivery of the content, and also, as you have put it in your topic, the management of the media organizations in developing countries. And if we compare the developing countries and the developed countries, the understanding that I have, obviously, developed countries are ahead in many respects, but then countries like India are also not lagging behind that much. A lot of efforts are being made, and I'm sure in Dubai also, and whichever countries you have been working, there also you would have witnessed that what kind of changes are happening after the introduction of AI. So we are eager to listen to Dr. Suzan on this issue, and many more things are to be unfolded to all media teachers in this session and all the students who are participating in this session. Over to you, Shruti.
Thank you, Dr. Saxena. Now, I would like to introduce everyone to our today's guest speaker, Professor Dr. Suzan Yusuf Ahmed Elkalliny. Dr. Suzan is currently the Dean of Media Faculty, Emirates College of Technology, UAE. She has completed her PhD in Mass Communication from Cairo University. She has completed her Master's in Mass Communication from Cairo University and Bachelor's in Mass Communication also from Cairo University, Egypt. Her research has been published in more than 40 scientific studies, international and evaluated national journals. She is the president of the Committee of Media, the National Council for Women. Her research projects include media approaching of Arab Satellite News Channel, case study of the disappearance of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi, impact of social media on Arab health risk perception during COVID-19. Dr. Suzan's specialization is in Arab media with reference to TV, radio, and media coverage of various issues in the Arab Peninsula. Now, over to you, Dr. Suzan. We would like to hand over the session to you for the lecture.
Thank you so much, my dear colleagues, for this kind introduction and to introduce me to your invited people. I am so pleased once again to be here with you now, and I'm so delighted and so impressed about your institute and about this great idea of invite by month one experts in media or in different fields to meet your student. this is a very good idea, and if you permit, I will take this idea to apply it from the next academic year, because this is very, very excellent idea. Thank you so much. Then we start our lecture for today. Please, may I share the screen? So my lecture for today title is Management of Developing Countries Media Organization in Artificial Intelligence Era. It's prepared by myself, Prof. Suzan Elkalliny, Dean of Liwa College of Technology. First of all, developing countries are, may I change the label because it's, okay, perfect. Developing countries are facing a lot of challenge represented by the rapid and successive technological developments after the passage of the media from the traditional era to the era of electronic digitization, and the necessary changes in management modes, content, and the development of electronic platform. So that the name of media change in the current era to become e-journalism and e-media. Sometimes the name of journalist to change to be e-journalist and to be one-man show or one crew show. What doesn't mean one crew show? One crew show means that the journalist has to make everything in the production. For example, a scriptwriter, to be scriptwriter, to be a photographer, to be editor, everything from A to Z. So this is the name of journalism in this era, changed completely to be e-journalist and one-man show or one crew show. Developing country now live on a new technological era, the era of artificial intelligence and virtual reality, which makes the user communicate virtually with people and distant objects as they were nearby from him. This after the director of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, announced in October 2021 a plan for the development of a new technique called metaverse. Metaverse technology that brings together between virtual reality and augmented reality via the internet, which requires the preparation of institutions to deal with the newcomer in human history with administrative team. And the next is very important, is the qualified human cadres. And that's what your professor do now. It's to how to raise your qualification and how to raise your skills by exchange your point of view and to listen to experts from different countries. This is very important to face the new era of technology, to have a qualified human cadres. Developing country now is not far from being impacted by this technology in light of the rapid digital transformation. Therefore, I conducted a study to uncover the administrative preparation of the developing country system from the perspective of media experts in the era of artificial intelligence and the application of metaverse, especially of metaverse, because this is a new technology and it's a big challenge from all media journalists. The study was conducted among 400 media experts from developing countries through an electronic questionnaire to find out their vision of the preparation for the management of developing countries' media in the era of artificial intelligence that will come very soon. The study reached a set of results, the most important of which are as follows. In terms of expert evaluation of artificial intelligence technique, experts differed in evaluating artificial intelligence technique and their effects on media organization. And it is noted that percentage of those who expected their negative effects on media developing country organization has increased. Although some experts expect that new technology will provide smart service to developing countries organization. The majority expects that new artificial intelligence techniques may eliminate traditional media in favor of smart media. What does that mean? That means, for example, the traditional media like television, radio, newspaper will disappear totally in the future and substituted by digital platform or artificial intelligence platform. So the layout and the configuration of media in all over the world will be completely different in the age of artificial intelligence. They also stress that smart technical means are a new colonial chain to control the media in societies and developing countries. The effects that experts expect on the developing countries' media can be summarized as follows. The percentage of experts' expectation of the negative effects on the developing country media, including first, the rise of the financial profits value at the expense of the media values. Second, the increase in entertainment content at the expense of serious content. And this is very strange in the developing countries because the awareness is already building by serious content, not entertainment content, okay? Third of all, the control of the Arab media with virtual reality technology. Fourth, the change in media coverage patterns for all media content and forms. So the forms and content of media will completely change in the era of artificial intelligence. It become like peanuts. It's the shots of message, not long message, not details. So the forms and content will completely be different in the future of the artificial intelligence. Fifth is the transformation of the developing country media into smart platform leads to a decline in values. Take care of this. Decline of values, norms, customs, tradition in the developing countries' media. And this is very strange. So we have to prepare ourselves to the new artificial media, how to prepare ourselves by preparation of the cadre of journalists. So the effects that experts expect on media professionals in developing country, expert expectation regarding the effects on media professionals were positive, and no negative expectation and expectation appeared. And the positive included opening new training and education opportunities for media professionals, introducing new job patterns, and facilitating media work in terms of diversity of source. So, because in the new era, we will have the big data. So the source of information will be very easy and underhand of everybody. And this is too very strange. This is not, in my point of view, this is not a privilege. This is a disadvantage because everyone will become a journalist like now, the citizen journalist. Now we face the problem of citizen journalists. Everyone have a lot of information and details under their hands, and they can produce, for example, news with photo and everything and publish it by mobile. Because the mobile now it become like a radio or television station. The expected effects of artificial intelligence technique on organization, experts expect a decline in developing country control over media institutions, with reflected in the control of large economic institutions and entities over media institutions. Second, the increase in the spread of private media institutions over governmental institutions. Third, the imbalance in the administrative structure of existing media institutions. Fourth, the expansion of the margin of media pluralism. and diversity in media institution, informs, and content. Preparing a developing country institution for the age of artificial intelligence from the point of view of experts believes that developing country institutions are not yet ready to receive new technology from several aspects, perhaps the most important of which is that institutions are still not aware of the importance of this field. This is especially the Arab media institution. There is a big problem in the Arab media institution because right now they are not aware at all of the importance of this field of artificial intelligence and new technology and the uses of platform and big data and so on. Second, they have not yet taken appropriate measures right now. Third, the existence of training and rehabilitation institution specialists in this field is not ready right now. And we have to take care of this. Fourth, especially Arab media institutions in the developing countries that do not work according to a strategy to employ digital media by integrating with application and new electronic platform will be enabled to compete and market themselves in the media. The expected effect on legislation and media laws from the point of view of experts. Laws that allow greater privacy and the right to keep information sources confidential for media professionals. And this is a very good advantage for all journalists in the field. Moreover, the laws of production, publishing, broadcasting, and radio will witness change to cope with the nature of the age of artificial intelligence. So the form itself, the content itself, it will be completely, the feature of all media will be completely different by the new legislation and media law. The new legislation may maximize the role of the private sector, making smart media a tool in the hands of non-specialists. And this is very dangerous. The recommendation of this study, first of all, developing legislation and laws regulating institutions that are compatible with the smart media. Updating the strategies, plans, and policies of the media institution in all over the developing country with the adoption of non-traditional administrative model. Because right now, we applied the traditional models of administrative in the media institution. So this is not applied at all in the future. This will be a big catastrophe in the future to apply the same models and the same traditional model of administration in the future of artificial intelligence. The research believes that this can be done through developing country institutions adopting new administrative patterns and models on the use of artificial intelligence patterns and model based on the use of artificial intelligence technology. The next one is very important for the journalists. Training and qualifying media professionals to deal with new technology. And what now we are doing for you, the new journalists in the future, that we prepare you for the future career, the future career of artificial intelligence. How? By training and qualifying the professionals and the journalists to deal with the new technology. In my point of view as media expert, this can be done through educational institutions adopt a new program in media studies that are compatible with the requirements of the age of artificial intelligence and qualify graduates for the labor market and new jobs pattern. Finally, I stress And this is very, very important. Finally, I stress on the necessity of applying what is called media literacy at all academic stages in school, university, as well as for the family, in order to educate the public about the selection of media material and safe dealing with the media of the age of artificial intelligence. Once again, thank you so much for your attention. I'm so pleased of being with you, and I hope you find this fruitful and useful for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I think we will open the floor to question answers from students and faculty. We can have the questions from the studio.
So I wanted to ask how to solve the problems we are facing for training journalists in this shift to artificial intelligence.
Look, I said that we have to face the new artificial intelligence era by qualifying our cadres, our journalists. This is very important. To make improvement for all institutions of education and for training, and to add new program. So because most of our program in the schools of media and mass comm is still the traditional program, like for example, broadcasting, PR, journalism, or electronic journalism. No, we need to add a lot of new program of artificial intelligence, new technology, big data, how to produce the material and the media material in the new era with the tools of artificial intelligence. This is very important. Thank you for your kind question. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Shiksha. So
Hi, Shiksha.
I want to know your opinion that why media is not accepting this AI features and being lagging in this field, while other departments are trying and experimenting these kinds of technology.
The media couldn't accept this new technology because the new technology, it's a fact and will come very soon. So we have to accept it, and we have to prepare ourselves to deal with it for all means and by all means. Thank you, dear.
Greetings, ma'am. My name is Ishika, and my question to you is, how has your experience been working with artificial intelligence when it comes to field work for various media formats?
Look, dear, we are now working within the tool and through the tool with artificial intelligence, because now we are, you are in Delhi and I am in Abu Dhabi at UAE, and we are in contact and in communication through the so a kind of digital media. So we can contact each other, and we can see each other, we can hear you, and we can discuss and exchange our point of view. So we have to deal with all tools of new media transformation to digitalize our media and to work with it and to prepare ourselves to how to work with media. So we have to accept the new technology. We have to prepare ourselves to deal with the new technology. And then, because by the end of this year, we will receive the metaverse new technology as tools of artificial intelligence. If we didn't prepare ourselves to receive this new technology of metaverse and to use it in a good way, I think it will be a disaster in all the developing countries. Thank you so much. Where is the boy? Where is the boy? I didn't hear a question from a boy. All girls? You have a lot of pretty girls, really. The Indian girls, I said that in the beginning of the lecture, that I adore the Indian girls. Your skin, your yeah.
Indian girls not only are beautiful, but they are intelligent as well.
Yeah.
Greetings, ma'am. Ma'am, my name is Vinayak, and my question is, what do you think would artificial intelligence could resolve diversity in the newsroom and news stories?
Yes, for sure. I said in my lectures that all forms and all content will be completely changed. We will get new stories, new forms of media. It will not be the same forms that we use now. Like, for example, the stories, news stories, it will be completely different. So we have to prepare ourselves to know and to educate our new generation, especially the journalists, how to produce the new forms for the new technology of artificial intelligence tool.
Thank you, ma'am. Do we have any more questions? Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you.
My question is, does artificial intelligence possesses threat to the risk, to job risk for journalists?
Yes, the job, the feature of the job of journalist will completely be different in the era of artificial intelligence. And I said in the beginning of this lecture that the journalist will transfer from the traditional journalist writing script and or do production for the material and for example make a news story and so on, and then we have to we'll deal with robots in the age of artificial intelligence. So we have to know how to deal with the robots, and this is we have to accept the new kind of job of journalism. So the traditional journalist will not exist anymore, and we have a new kind of journalist, which called a journalist and one-man show or a crew journalist. Crew means that you have to do everything in the production, from the idea, to take the idea, to get the information from different sources and from big data, and then to write a script, and then to make a photo and to make a video and to make the editing, and then to launch your news or your material. Okay, so, and all of this should be in a second. And this is very difficult, very hard for the journalism. So we have, once again, to prepare ourselves how to use the tools of artificial intelligence and to be very fast in our production. This will be by adding a new education program in the media schools, to deal with artificial intelligence, and by adding a training institute. This is very important, the training program for journalists and for all kinds of journalism and communication.
Thank you, ma'am. I think you have answered all questions very well.
Good
Now
afternoon.
we have our faculty, Mr. Mohammed Kamil.
Okay, this is the last question, or will be more question?
Yes, ma'am. I want to ask
Final
one
question.
question.
Okay.
Ma'am, actually, I am doing my PhD on fake news that is related to social media and websites. So in context with that, we have already seen a menace of fake news, especially in the past 2 years when pandemic was on rise. And now artificial intelligence, metaverse, these all are coming. So what is your take on the thing that how fake news will unfold in coming future, keeping the context of artificial intelligence and metaverse?
Okay, thank you so much for this very important question, because all of us face now the fake news by social media. Why we face the fake news? Because now the journalists or who make the news are not professional at all. This is what we call the citizen journalist. What is a citizen journalist? Anybody can make a new by his mobile phone and by it, because a mobile phone now it's become like a radio station or TV station, can launch and can do all kinds and all procedures of production. So in the era of artificial intelligence, we will face more and more fake news and fake content, because the artificial intelligence, it's a kind of integration between reality and virtual world. So you will not be sure that what you see is real or it's something imaginary, for example, material and so on. So I am really so pleased about your topic of PhD dissertation, because this is very, very important. Once again, the researcher should do their best, okay, to face the problem of fake news by research, by not only by research and by training and by prepare from educational career.
Ma'am, one question related to this is that we also see sometimes mainstream media also peddling in fake news. As you said that majorly citizen journalists are involved in it, but in India and in the subcontinent, we have seen this also. And one more thing I want to ask from you is how we can counter the impact of it. As you said that it will be increasing in coming future with the coming of artificial intelligence. So how we should prepare, especially how we should, train our students to be aware of this menace.
We should train our students by the expert in the field, for example, the expert in artificial intelligence and media and communication. Same time, we have to train it by applied training, not only theoretical training like lecture and so on. We have to use the tools of artificial intelligence and train our students how to use and how to deal with these tools, and how to make production by these tools, and how to recognize the fake the fake news and the fake information and details coming from the big data and the sources of artificial intelligence. And once again, I have to precise that the media literacy is very, very important. That what I said at the last of my lecture, that the media literacy is very important to raise the awareness. Okay, by awareness campaign, by lectures, by TV program, by platform programs, but we have to use the media literacy to prepare all public and the family, especially the family, okay, about how to deal with the new technology in the new era.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, dear. Thank you so much.
Professor Suzan, I want to ask one thing related to training only, since you have been emphasizing on training, and we also agree that training of the students have to be there in the artificial intelligence area, so that when they join the industry, they are well equipped as far as the working is concerned. Now, my question is, given your international experience, what exactly should be the case, or is exactly the case, whether artificial component should be part of the curriculum in undergraduate and postgraduate studies, or should there be a separate model, separate course for imparting training in artificial intelligence?
Dear Dr. Saxena, we should have different courses of artificial intelligence, and we have to make integration between the media and communication and IT, because the artificial intelligence mainly depends on tools of IT. For example, the robot and the tools of artificial intelligence, all tools of artificial intelligence, especially the robots and so on, it's an IT issue. It's not our issue. But so we put the content in this tool. So we have to have integration and integrated courses between the IT and the mass media and communication field. This is the first. Second, we have to improve our training institute, because right now all training courses, it's the traditional course related to traditional media. Like, for example, how to be a good announcer, how to produce, for example, a investigation a program, how to produce a documentary film. This is not the forms of artificial intelligence. So we have to improve the training institution by put more advanced courses which deal with the era of artificial intelligence. What does it mean? For example, the content, how to produce the content for right now, for social media. Okay, because social media, it's a kind of digital media, and we have to prepare our students and our new journalists to how to produce the content for social media, which is completely different than the content of traditional media, TV and radio and electronic newspaper as well. Okay, so this is first. Second, there is new forms and new content of artificial intelligence media and artificial intelligence tools. Okay, so we have to add this to our new training institute, and we have to establish as well a training institute for the new era, because this is will come very soon, and this is will be very strange for us if we not prepare our students and our professionals to face this new era. So, and third one, to add courses and to add new program, because most of our institution, our educational institution right now depend on the traditional program and the academic program. Like, for example, I'm talking about my college. Okay, right now my college, you have 3 different specializations. Okay, broadcasting, PR and advertising, and journalism and electronic journalism. So this is not needed in the era of artificial intelligence. So we have to make more advanced academic program in our institute, and to promote the career of our students by a new program which can face the artificial intelligence era. Now you are muting yourself.
Yeah, if I can add one more thing to this, since ultimately the application of the artificial intelligence is to be made while somebody is working in a media organization, and the journalist and the non-journalist even who are working in newspaper or news agencies or a news channel organization, they are not that much equipped. So to what extent training programs should be launched for them, and whether to your knowledge at your institute or in other universities and colleges where you have been associated with, whether some kind of training has already been launched for the journalists and the non-journalists who are already working in media organizations?
Look, Dr. Saxena, all of you right now we are using the global application for all tools, for media, for artificial intelligence. So we are using the global application. We need to have our local application by our language, by our custom, by our nature, okay, by our culture. This is completely different. I'm always talking about the globalization, not the globalization. The globalization means that you have to be open globally, but same time you have to keep your local culture, your nature, your language, everything. So always keep the globalization, not the globalization. So the globalization means that we have to have our own application. And I know that India is very advanced in the technology. So you can do it very easy. And you can help us to do so.
Yeah, Shruti.
Okay, thank you everyone. With this, we come to the end of today's lecture. And I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Suzan for taking out the time, being patient with all the questions. And I can see chat box also has some questions. I think we would have to call you again to answer all the questions which we have regarding artificial intelligence. And at the end of the program, I extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Amrish Saxena, Dean DME Media School, Dr. Sushmita Bala, Head DME Media School. My heartfelt gratitude to our lovely students who joined online and also offline at Studio 62. My fellow faculty members for their help in this today's program. And with this, we come to the end of the program and I take your leave. Good afternoon, everyone. See you soon.
The first impression that comes to our mind about any college: tall buildings, big classrooms, large lobby areas, thick books, IT labs, assignments, class tests, and projects. Nothing besides that. Every hour, minute, second spent here help us carving and shaping our persona, cultivating innovative mindsets for the challenging world. Learning is a lifelong process. Sharing knowledge, inculcating values of life, spark the innovative horizons of mind. Fun and frolic is the nature of every nook and corner here. A daily dose of thrill we are sure to get here.